Now, here we go. It's time for Reverse Silverstone, a track that I actually really enjoy. And we are in the thick of the reverse racing episodes. Now, last time out, guys, previous episode, link in the top right, we have begun another rivalry with Red Bull following on from that previous episode. So if you want to see exactly what happened, go check it out. Link in the top right, guys. Before we jump into big spoilers.
Chief, I must remind you that we have parts fully researched that are waiting for development. Let's get that performance on the car.
So last time out it was the regular Silverstone, and I can't lie, we had a pretty decent weekend. We maximised the result that was possible for us. You know, genuinely we lacked a bit of pace, and I'm keen to see if that lack of pace is going to correlate or translate to the reverse version of the same circuit. So let's see exactly how that pans out. Anyway, in terms of corporate, we have officially and finally concluded all of the facility improvements. There is nothing left for us to do in that department. We've also maxed out officially our levels of fan rating with Seren as a title sponsor. So yeah, ticking off things off the list and really making some big strides. Now we are going to do a couple of activities here, fan outreach and also a podium celebration as we skip all the way up until the next race weekend. No more updates and nothing really worth noting really, except for a few more facility updates that we're going to receive on engineering. As you guys know, these are completely irrelevant. We've already maxed out, but we're doing these because I've got cash to burn, I've got cash to spend in the reserves, so we may as well just keep on adding them on and eventually maxing out this entire facilities. So yeah, we'll get those on and get ready as we now head over to this weekend and driver selection. So for this one, we are going to go ahead and pick Carlos Sainz. Last episode, of course, Pierre Gasly, who is now 93 rated, by the way. He's actually leveled up, so that's very important and a very important thing to note. The forecast is dry for this weekend at Silverstone. The championship, 6 points between both of our drivers. Lando leads the way and Verstappen a bit further back. So not too far off the real life scenario now where Lando's chased, or being chased more like, by a Red Bull in the championship standings. Now, for this one, a little bit of housekeeping. We are going to freshen up the components and make sure that we, try and get a better bit of performance out of the engine for Carlos this weekend. Last time out, of course, we got that really good podium with Pierre, which was an excellent result. We completely maximized the best we could do, capitalizing on the fact all the big boys had a terrible qualifying and got knocked out in Q1 due to the rain. Now, as mentioned, there is no rain forecast for this episode, so there shouldn't be any anomalies scheduled at any point throughout the weekend's activities. So we jump into practice, and the 5 laps of the race run went well, except for the last 2 or 3 corners where we just got a little bit scruffy in pretty much every single one. So yeah, that aside, drama aside, car good, but overheating issues again on tyres.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
Now let's talk about the data. Tyre wear extremely high. This track is an absolute tyre killer. It might be the worst track in the entire game. Like, I'm talking, it just kills, it melts the tyres entirely. The fuel burn's great, but that tyre wear is completely unsustainable. A 1.55% is bonkers. We finished practice in P12, Gasly P2, and a similar story to practice in Silverstone normal direction, where we finished quite a way down, which ended up being true, and we were off the pace on that weekend. We'll see though if that's the case for this one. Either way, practice done, over 18,000 resource points banked up. Let's get to practice, or in this case qualifying, sorry, and let's see what the pace really is.
Welcome along everybody to a venue that was built for speed. Once an airfield, now one of the finest racetracks in the world. It's qualifying day here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix.
Right, let's get straight to it then. On track for our first hot lap of the day. And we are going to encounter Yuki Tsunoda parking his Red Bull Ford on the apex of Cops. Absolutely lovely. Eventually, we pushed on with our lap, now into Sector 3, and we are going to encounter Isaac Hadjar, also parking his Golf Williams at the third or fourth from last corner, which also was not exactly ideal. Eventually, we get the lap done. Through the last corner we go, absolutely flat. These cars are so damn quick. and we're into 123 territory, 0.3 to be exact.
Fastest lap at the moment, 1 minute 22.6.
So we're currently P9, now almost 8/10 off the pace, as a few others went a bit quicker, but we are safe. I don't think we're at any risk of elimination, so we are not going back out, and that first lap was more than enough. It was actually a fairly good lap, barring the 2 traffic incidents, so I don't know how much more time we're going to find, but I guess all will be revealed in Q2. The best time somewhere in the mid 1 minute 22s. So, speaking of which, into Q2, slightly overcast skies, so potentially slightly more favourable track temp. Now, I really love this track. I really enjoy it. Like, I think it flows extremely well, and the credit to Cody's, they hit the nail on the head with this idea, especially for this track, picking this track. It just works really well. I love it once you get it flowing, and it's a track where it feels like you're just constantly flat out. There's no real braking points. I mean, it's also a very fast circuit anyway in the normal direction, but it feels even quicker in reverse. Now, currently, tackling the S's. Lovely stuff there, hooking that up beautifully. Cops, absolutely flat. You can see there, no hesitation at all on the throttle. DRS down the old pit straight in reverse as we race down towards Luffield. Try and brake and turn to kind of get the nose in and trying to drive to the apex as we then open up Brooklands. Important here to really set up your exit. We've got a bit of traffic ahead. Hopefully it does not get in the way the same way Isaac Hadjar did a moment ago as we head into, I believe this is Village. Is it Village? Is it Abbey? I think it might be Abbey. I'm not sure. Either way, into the right, then the left. Really trying to set up the exit here using all that runoff curb to then floor it as we head towards the final corners. Up to the line we go, and it's going to be a 122.4. So we go 9.
Okay, so the current fastest lap, 121.7.
We go 9/10 quicker than Q1. Now, at the end of the session, when we was going to go back out, there is rain that wasn't forecast. You can see the rain falling on Verstappen's car. And yeah, pretty much by the time he got around to start a lap, it was GG's. The rain was too much, the track was too damp, and yeah, we're not going to see anybody improving. Everyone did go out and did do their laps, but nobody improved. The rain did enough to disrupt the rhythm. So both cars into Q3, and this is the forecast. So that rain, which wasn't in the initial forecast, seems to be here to stay. So we're going to try and get on track basically ASAP. Gasly's the first one out on track, which is really good for us as a team. And yeah, the rain is still kind of in that same situation where it's very light. DRS is still enabled, so it's very much still dry conditions. Now, I went out on track, I dropped to the back of the pack, which isn't ideal in these conditions, but I wanted to prioritize track position, clear track, and tyre warm-up, because having tyre temp would be critical for this lap. So let's get to it, and let's see how we get on. Well, there we go. I can't lie. That was actually surprisingly very, very good. Considering we was the last car, we really put in a good time. And actually, Norris goes quickest. So the track wasn't losing that much pace that quickly, and we do outperform, I'd say, our true expectation. Now, nobody went out for the final run. That's because the track actually did get a bit worse again, and that would put an end to qualifying. So we qualify potentially higher than what we would have done had it been a regular dry session. So the rain actually did benefit us a little bit in this scenario. Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc literally 2 milliseconds apart. I'm talking a cigarette paper. They're basically just continuing on from their battle at Kota this past weekend in real life into this career mode, because they're fighting for the championship, and this is how close things are. Anyway, P3, P7 for our boys. Really good qualifying, and we have a really strong chance here to hopefully make it yet another podium. So guys, qualifying done. It's time for the main event here at Silverstone Reverse.
You join us in the United Kingdom today, or Great Britain as it's alternatively known. Well, it's certainly a great day today as we welcome you to one of the crown jewels of British sports, a track of speed, history and drama. It's Silverstone. It's the British Grand Prix. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Sainz, Verstappen, Alex Albon and Gasly, Ocon, Stroll, Antonelli and Isaac Hadjar, Lawson, Tsunoda, George Russell and Crawford, Piastri, Behrman, Franco Colapinto and Jack Doohan, Aaron, Pepe Marti, Bortoletto and Dennis Hauger rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And striding into our commentary box to join us today, the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Davidson. So we're getting close to the start of the race. What will this driver be experiencing? Big nerves, big excitement, what?
Always extra nerves at the start of the race, Gruffy. It's probably at the start of the race, it's where your heart rate's at its highest in anticipation, and you've got to be in the right mindset. You've got to be thinking there inside the car, what can go right? How can I be opportunistic rather than what can go wrong, and how do I protect my position? Look forward and stay positive. It's easy to say, very hard to do when you're in that position.
Here we are, P3 on the grid. I will admit, I feel like we got bailed out a little bit by that weather change in qualifying, which gives us a chance to hopefully have a stronger race, because race pace, I always trust that I can do better. Now, there is a bit of an issue here on the margins. It seems like the game wants us to two-stop. The one-stop, in theory, doesn't look possible. So we're going to start on mediums, and when we box, we'll see. We'll base it around when the AI box, also depending on what our tyre wear is. I'm expecting to overheat the mediums like crazy, to be honest. I think those are going to be a tough tyre to work with, but the hard tyre should work well, always does work well, and is usually fairly reliable. So I'm going to try and make a one-stop happen if possible, because the pit lane here is one of the longest and slowest, if not the longest and slowest on the calendar. So, you know, saving a pit stop here can be a big difference. Either way, no rain forecast, completely sunny skies, and we're locked in and ready to go. Right, trying to keep temps up. The rears are cool, but I don't entirely mind that because they will overheat, especially the right rear. So I just want the fronts to be nice and sharp. We'll do a quick burnout once we get onto the grid. So let's get to it. I'm expecting a very intense race, this one. I think it's going to be pretty difficult. But let's see. Start's going to be critical. Let's try and move up. It's showtime. It's time for Silverstone Reverse. Come on. Let's get to it. Good start. We jump Leclerc. We're going to try and get in front before turn one, which we do. Taking a tight line. All over the back of Norris at the minute. If we're going to strike, now's the time. We're going to try and open up Stowe. Doesn't really work though. Unfortunately, I was hoping to get a bit more of a better exit and be closer to Norris. He's going to try and run away, so important that we try and keep pace in this initial phase of the race. I think we should be okay, but the AI can be very quick on certain acceleration zones around here in the kind of straights, so we have to be ready for everything. But at the minute, this is going pretty well. Reverse is so different in terms of the racing dynamics compared to the regular version. It's so much more important to keep the speed up and keep the flow going. And making an error can really disrupt your rhythm. So we just want to try and stay close to Norris and just make sure we're always kind of getting that slipstream, which is massive around this track especially. So far so good though. Good start. Let's try and stay within a second here. Best place to be. Nearly dropped Leclerc. That'd be interesting if we could break the field up a little bit. Albon's about to drop to Verstappen, so I am going to try and commit here to try and drop Leclerc. We had DRS on Norris, which is massive. I'm going to try and push through here to keep this gap out and over a second. Detection point is right there. So I think we have managed to drop Leclerc, so he can stay busy now with Verstappen and we can just crack on with Norris and do our own race, which is exactly what I want to do. Albon's come back into the fold here, but hopefully we see him battle with Leclerc and Verstappen. That's going to be what I'm wishing for. Leclerc's hanging in there. He's just hanging in there. At the minute I couldn't quite open the gap up anymore. He managed to hold on quite surprisingly well. The AI picking up their pace in this third lap a little bit as well in general. Norris starting to get away. Norris is really pushing the pace here. I don't have the DRS at the moment. We need to try and claw our way back in for the hanger straight. Leclerc goes quickest, showing that pace. It's proving difficult right now to hang with these guys, as the right rear is starting to overheat as well, so that's becoming a problem for us, and I think we're not going to have the DRS on Norris, unfortunately. So we are going to be a little bit vulnerable. I've used all my battery as well, so there's nothing more I can do. Right, I think it's likely Leclerc probably goes for a move here. He's having a look. Into Cops. Oh my god, that's so good. Clean racing. Leclerc moves up and goes past. I don't have an answer to that one. We'll just use it to try and sit behind and recharge for a bit. Hopefully he can try and catch up to Lando. Oh my god, I don't know if I've got DRS or not. Leclerc's pushing. The pace is very strong. We've just managed to hang on for now, but the pace is very strong. We need these hard tyres on to be a bit more competitive. Leclerc's got me out, I think. I don't have DRS this time. No, I don't. Oh, this is really frustrating at the minute. Really painful. Bit of a lock up there. That might just send me back now. I've used all my battery to try and stick with Charles. This is going to be really close. We need to nail this first chicane to still have the DRS. Having to drive qualifying laps pretty much and drive perfectly to hang with the AI at the minute. But we are just hanging on. I keep losing DRS for that zone and it's really hurting me. The acceleration that AI get out of the S's is insane. Like, we're already in 6th, 7th gear and they just accelerate like mad. They build such a gap that you can't compete. I mean, I've got the battery on and I'm not gaining. This time we have lost DRS definitively. I've got nothing left in the tank on the battery, so I don't think we'll get back in now. No good. That snap's no good. That puts us in quite a bit of trouble now. So we're going to have to start defending from Max and Albon. There's a tyre wear icon already. We're cooking the left front, or the right front, sorry. Right, Max will probably go through here. I don't have anything left in the tank. Or not. Max doesn't really commit. We'll hold on for a little bit longer maybe. Oh, not quite. We just open up the door for him. We leave a little gap. He's just going to drive around the outside. Way more grip, way more confidence, and Albon might go through here. I don't have the battery. I'm trying to just charge for a bit. I'll take a charge. Try and lose the least amount of time possible. There's a bit of a gap to Ocon. Gasly's in the fight. That's good to see. So let's just try and stay maybe in this podium fight. That could be a play. My concern is making this one-stop work though. Our tyre wear looks genuinely marginal here. We're going to have to really try and manage that right front. 65, we may have like 2 laps until we have to box. So we need to get to lap 11 to make this work. We need to box now. I forget lap 11. I'm not going to make it. I'm going to take a risk here and go one more. But we're on 72 right front. This is not looking good right now. Yep, we're going to head in. I think we're just about going to get away with it. Puncture territory. 75%. We are far beyond that. And yeah, the issue is I can't save my tyres. Like, the AI are so fast, and they don't seem to have any struggle with tyres or anything, so they can just floor it. We're going to head in though. Do not speed. It's a very slow pit. There we go. Lovely stuff. Right, front right, 80%. This one stop's looking hella marginal right now. I think we're going to have the exact same issues in the next stint. I might put a bit of front on just to try and do something, but that's about all I can do really. That's going to hurt our straight line speed, but if it means we get more front rotation, then so be it. Take a little bit of stress out the front. But yeah, that's all we can do right now. 2.4 is a good stop. We're going to gain this time back on pit exit, but we're going to hopefully fill this little pocket of clean air behind Jack Doohan.
All right, we'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in this strategy.
We come out just ahead of Jack Crawford. So we're in a Jack sandwich. And straight back onto the track. Right. Let's try not to take too much out of these, if possible. Easier said than done. Let's try and also push a bit more on the right-handers. And just try and be gentle with it, really. Using the curb to rotate the car. We might just have a shot here at getting Jack Doohan. We're going to wind this up. Doesn't defend the inside, so we'll go through. Nice and easy, nice and safe move. Whilst trying to still manage the tyres.
Pierre is in for his stop now.
Right, purple middle. We can lean on these right-handers. I want to try and not lock up the right front at any point in this corner, because that really does hurt you, and hurt us last time. We're going to go around the outside of Franco here. Just pinch him into the apex. Behrman stays out, so we'll try and get him now. We'll wind this up on the pit straight. There he is. Around the outside we go. Try and do the first two corners in kind of two motions, really. And there is everybody. So we're not within DRS range, unfortunately, and they're going to have 2 lap fresher tyres, so we're going to be in a tyre survival race right now. But they're all stuck behind a bit of traffic, so we might just catch up here. They're going side by side through the S's. Okay, we've arrived. Good opportunity here to manage our tyres a little bit and also try and save a little bit of battery whilst they're all stuck in traffic here behind Hajar. So we'll just use this to basically just take it very gently on the front right. They're all going to box. Unlikely release us. Piastri pits. So he got damage. I swear Piastri wasn't... Was Piastri with us in the top group? I can't remember. I didn't fully take note if he was there or not, but he boxes anyway. So we're back with Leclerc and Norris here, and suddenly this is the fight for the race win. So we're right back in the mix here. We've got a reasonable gap over Max and Pierre. So if we can just try and manage and also still sit on the back of these two, we can maybe do something later. But we've got to try and sit with them. Hopefully they battle. That's going to be the ideal scenario here. And the blessing that we've got in this stint is that Leclerc is with Norris. Last time Norris had a gap, so all we can hope for is that they battle and I can try and hang without burning my right front too much. So we're going to use all the tricks in the book here to try and do some sort of time management. Leclerc very, very close to Lando, but isn't going for any moves just yet. We're definitely hanging in there a bit easier than the first stint for now. I'm starting to use my battery to compete, but we're doing okay for now. Front right's at 20%. That's good. The front right is also not overheating. That's also going to add excessive tyre wear, so we're just basically trying to time manage. We can maybe push for this in the last 5 laps or so once I know we're safe, but for now we're just trying to recover those 2 laps extra that we've done in terms of tyre wear head start, plus the rest that we're going to probably have. Oh, DRS offline. It's closed, but that's GG. That's going to kill us. And the few times we've had that, it hasn't fixed itself. So suddenly now we're in a podium management situation here. Oh my god. What a couple of races for Sainz in terms of reliability. Absolutely dreadful. Right, 1 lap into the non-DRS and we're hanging in there for now. I'm using all my battery to compete, but we've only got probably one more lap of battery left to do this, so if it is going to fix itself, hopefully it's within the next lap or so. If not, it could be GG, because the pace is really good right now. I've got pace, I'm hanging in there quite comfortably whilst having to manage all of those elements, of course, that we're dealing with right now. But the battery's not endless, so we are going to run out at some point, and these two are not battling, which is not helping at all. Right, that's it, we're gone. I've run out of battery. We've got a reasonable gap over max now, so we're just basically going to try and manage to get this podium, which I think we can do. If these two were to just battle something, just anything, we could probably catch back up, but for now, without any slipstream, the elastic is completely snapped. I've got no battery charge left, so just managing. Hopefully Pierre can also get Verstappen, that'd be great for the championship. Right, I'm no longer tyre saving. I'd say I'm pretty much pushing now, flat out, because I'm trying to save battery, so I can't save everywhere. Tyre temps are good, we're not overheating. Front ride's 45. I think we'll make this. The math adds up. 10 laps on these tyres, 45%, 6 laps to go. We should be fine to get another 30%. So let's just keep at it now and just try and manage these gaps. No DRS, so just going to have to try and sneak some slipstream the old-fashioned way on Bortoletto there. Any aid is a good one. Oh, Sonoda's out for Red Bull. Could there be a late twist? A late cheeky, maybe via Steven would just help a little bit. No? Okay. All good though. We're still just managing the right front at certain corners that I know really hurt it, like that one just there. I'm trying to do my braking first in a straight line, then turn in.
You should be feeling the effects of some tyre wear soon, so stay on your toes.
Yep, all good. We're managing the gap to Verstappen and Gasly. That's good as well. This is all going okay. DRS is not coming back. It just seems in this game, whenever you lose or have an issue with DRS, it's permanent. So just got to deal with the factors as of when they come. Alright, tyre wear icon is on at 60%. It was 56 when we crossed the line, so right now we're averaging about 4.5% per lap at this rate of saving. So we'll keep at it. We'll only pull the pin once Verstappen's getting dangerously close to DRS. We'll have to go back to full pace. We'll try and manage everything. Okay, another 4%. I think we're going to make this 2 to go. 11% margin. Alright, final lap. We've got 7% to play with, so we've made it. We've made it work. And we've also still got a decent gap to Verstappen as well. The pace is actually leveled out between us, so this tyre was so good. Really good race pace. That extra lap that we did in the previous stint on the medium was the deciding moment. That helped us out so much. Just a shame the top two were too quick and they didn't battle once. Great race in terms of management. Really good race. We done everything we could there. Honestly, we maximised that result, and I'll take it. No change to any other positions. The AI are so fast now with their cars that they're actually unable to overtake each other. But we'll take that.
Yes, and that's a podium. Excellent drive. The whole team have worked especially hard this weekend, and that, my friend, is a fantastic reward. Well done.
Here's the checkered flag. The fans rise to their feet. It's Lando Norris for victory.
And they're just starting to make it look easy out there. Now a hat-trick of wins. They're out there ahead. They've got the momentum on their side. And it's for the others now to try and up their game to stop that energy that they have.
From lights out to the checkered flag, each and every driver has this moment in the back of their mind. Now it's time for their celebrations. Our podium, it awaits. He raises the trophy over his head. Lando Norris, head and shoulders above the rest today.
Well, there we go then. Race done at Silverstone. Really good second stint. We put in an absolute shift to salvage that podium. And it's another one. Like we get a podium now pretty much every race. Like we've been on an insane streak. but it's not really doing much for us in the championship. Now, there is a few things to note. Piastri, Russell down in P9, P10, Albon P8 as well. Ocon in a really strong P6. But yeah, Piastri the big loser today, and we keep racking up these results. Next up, it's actually Spa, and it's a sprint weekend, and that is actually one of the AI's slowest tracks. So we have a massive opportunity next race to try and get some big points over the entire weekend. But let's talk about the standings, because that is what we really care about. So heading into the next round, round 14, Gasly 5th, Sainz 6th, 1 point between both drivers, and we take control of Pierre next time out. And to be fair, Piastri's right there now. The gap is 14 points for Gasly, 15 for Sainz, so it's perfectly game on. Verstappen and Leclerc tied for second, and Norris extends his lead, looking very, very strong today and in the last couple of rounds. So the Drivers' Championship looking a bit out of reach, but in the Constructors, we did actually close in on Ferrari that round, and the gap is still only 80 points, so I do believe the Constructors is still up for grabs, and the next round, and the sprint rounds in general, could be huge, because they're at tracks which suit me really well. Qatar, Spa, all to look out for. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to try and stay optimistic. I think it's still game on. Again, I mentioned in the last episode, guys, do you want to see me run SRC setups? Let me know, comment down below. In the meantime, I'd appreciate a like on the video, subscribe for more. As always, guys, on screen you're going to have to fall out from that one, which should be okay, fairly favourable, I'd say, both cars in the top 5. In the meantime, I'd appreciate you guys checking out the 2 videos on screen. A massive shout out to the members, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Take care, and let's go back from me. Ciao, ciao.